Let's go ahead and come onto our mats. Find your way onto your mat for supported fish pose. And if there's any pain in your SI joints, if lying down in this position is uncomfortable, you could sit cross-legged on a block instead and just join us for the breath and the kind of focus. But if you have your blocks, you'll put one block under the back of your head on the middle setting, and it could even go taller if your chest feels tighter today. Other block on the lowest setting, long, so it's right under your breastbone, right up to the top. I'm gonna move my screen up a little bit, right up to the top of your shoulders. Your neck will not be on either block. And then we'll lie down with the feet on the ground. Use your hands to support you so you don't have to crunch up your abdomen as you lie down over your blocks here and get situated. You might have to adjust your hairstyle, rearrange where the blocks are as you find the top of the shoulders, the base of the skull. This one can go higher if you need. And then draw your palms to face up. And if you have any lower back pain, it might feel really nice actually to just keep your feet on the ground in a pose we call constructive relaxation. Feet a little wider than hips width, knees touch, inner knees touch. Yeah. Or if you prefer, you can straighten your legs like Shavasana, where you relax the muscles in the thighs, the hips. And then close your eyes once you feel settled here. And take a nice slow breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then do that again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And now seal your lips and begin to activate your Ujjayi breath. So if you're new to yoga or you just need a refresher, you're breathing in and out through your nose. And you're sifting your breath past the back of your throat. Like when you make a whisper sound at the back of the throat. And you'll notice in this position, as you slow down the breath, that there's just a little more space to breathe and lung capacity possible. I know that can be like a limiting factor in pregnancy as baby gets bigger and presses up into the diaphragm and towards your lungs. But just feel the space to slow down, give a little more room to your breathing. And as you exhale, relax the weight of your body. Feel the support beneath you, and that you can really soften into this support. Allow your collarbones to widen over the edges of the block. Allow the thigh bones to root and release downward. And relax the base of the skull, the weight of the head. And let your awareness sort of scroll through the whole body from fingers to toes. Notice how you've landed at your mat this morning. Maybe notice what you've brought with you to the practice. Any physical sensations in your body today, or any thoughts or emotions that are with you. Just taking a moment to greet your body, observe quietly. And notice how you might take really good care of yourself considering all that you're noticing throughout our practice. And can you stay with your breath? So come back to the breath if you've lost that. And feel that you can breathe down to your baby, breathe down to your belly. And from there, let that breath expand up through the middle ribs, all the way up under the collarbones. And as you exhale, soften your chest, soften your middle ribs. Bottom of your exhale, think of giving baby a little hug or drawing your navel lightly towards your spine. So inhale down to your belly, your baby, up through the middle ribs and all the way up under your collarbones. And exhale, soften your chest, middle ribs, hug in around your baby. Take a couple more at your own breath pace. Allow your breath to become a focal point. And then with your next exhale, bring the soles of your feet to the mat if they're not already. So bend your knees. Feet hips width. If your knees are touching, you can separate them. And then draw your left arm up over your head and your right hand to your belly. You're going to roll to the left, roll off that little mountainside of your blocks and rest on your left side with your arm like a pillow under your left cheek. And take another breath. And from here, go ahead and use your hands to press up. If you need to open your eyes, you can. We're just going to come back to a seated posture with eyes closed, though. So you might want to sit on a block. I think that's a great idea when you're pregnant to help keep a nice alignment in the pelvis and the low back. Give yourself a little lift here. And then come into any comfortable cross-legged seat, whatever works for you. We're not going to be here too long. And then once you found that, you located your block, you found your cross-legged seat, close your eyes. And I want you to feel an imprint of where you just were. So remember where the block was touching your upper back and feel that part of the spine move in towards your breastbone. And then go up through the breastbone. So you make a little space, maybe if you're in the third trimester, around the top of your bump and root down into your sitting bones. Good. And then gather your hands to your heart in prayer seal in Anjali Mudra. And as you inhale, circle your arms down, around, and all the way up over the top of your head. And as you exhale, gather your hands down your midline, back to your heart center. And we'll do that just once more with the sound of Om. Deep breath in. And then with your eyes still closed, take a moment and bow your forehead to your fingertips. Bow into your heart center. And take a moment to set an intention, a sankalpa for your practice. What do you hope for from this practice for your body, your baby, your birth even? It might be a single word that rises up to the surface: trust, surrender, strength, whatever you're seeking from this practice, or maybe what this practice is seeking from you. And it's okay if nothing comes to mind. You can just sit with that question. It might arise at some point throughout the practice. Release your hands when you're ready. Open up your eyes. All right. First, begin to find a little movement with your breath. So exhale and round your spine, cat tilt, tuck your tailbone, drop your head, wrap around your baby. And then as you inhale, move into cow tilt, untuck your tailbone, Melt your chest, look forward or up. And if that aggravates any round ligament pain, just back off a little bit. So exhale, round your spine, scoop your tailbone, press into your fingertips, and inhale, arch your spine, look up, broaden, open your front body. Keep this going at your own breath pace. And I want to add one detail to really mobilize the pelvis. So as you arch your spine, think of pressing your thighs out, right thigh to the right wall, left thigh to the left wall. And as you round your spine, think of hugging your inner thighs in towards your midline. And just see if that helps you to get your pelvis moving, rocking, and gliding a little bit more. So we really want to keep it going. 3 more rounds. Really want to mobilize the pelvis in cat-cow. This is great for helping support fetal positioning in the 3rd trimester, moving the cat-cow all the way down to the hips, and also for some of the lower back pain that moms can get in that 3rd trimester. Last one. Good, and then from here, come back to neutral. Tuck your toes under, and with a bent knee, lift your hips up. So bent knee, downward facing dog. Lift your hips, root into your fingertips, and find a little anterior tilt in your pelvis. That's like your cow tilt, right? So nice. You're lifting, beautiful, up through the tailbone, widen your sitting bones. And observe your breath. Nice, Carolyn. Spin your triceps, your upper outer arms back towards the wall behind you. Press into your fingertips and think of lifting your pelvis up off your bottom rib bones so that you make a little bit more space around your bump. One more breath here. Now, from here, take child's pose. Lower your knees to the ground, knees wide, big toes touch. Sit back. You want to make your knees wide, enough room for baby. And if you want more room here, you could stack hands or even put a block under your forehead. And that kind of depends on your proportion. If you have a shorter torso or, you're further along, even you might want to support your head with hands or a block. You might not ever need that. It really depends person to person. Really slow down your breath here and feel that you can breathe down to your lower back and allow, if you're further along, the weight of your baby to move off of your lower back muscles, your hips to reach towards your heels. Decompress your low back. Know that you're always welcome here at any point if you want to rest. And we'll take one more breath. And then find your way on up to all fours and back into downward facing dog from there. And then from your downward facing dog, walk your hands all the way back to your feet. So you can bend your knees here and just walk nice and slow to the back of your mat. And then when you get there, if you need more space, you can widen your feet a little bit more. If you're having any acid reflux or nausea today, you could come onto your fingertips and bring your head and heart, or hands to shins, head and heart more in line. Or you can fold from your hips. Right? I'm going to show one last variation, which I loved in my 3rd trimester. So the hands can creep forward and you untuck the tailbone and reach forward through the sternum. So if you're feeling crowded, like there's just not enough space, this offers a little more room on all sides of the bump. So the tailbone untucks and that softens the low belly, the pelvic floor. And then the fingertips creep forward, the breastbone reaches forward, and that creates space at the top of the bump. So feel free to play with these different options and just find the one that works well. You might feel different about that week to week, even day to day. So find what fits today for your body and your baby. Now, as you inhale, slide your hands up your shins and look forwards. Good. As you exhale, hands to your hips and hug in around your baby. As you inhale, rise to stand. And as you exhale, firm your thighs and think of hugging in or navel to spine, hug in around your baby. Good. Now inhale, circle your arms down, around, and up, all the way up over the top of your head. And as you exhale, bring your hands back down to your belly. Right over your belly, one on top of the other. Good. And then close your eyes and take a slow breath down to your low belly. As you exhale, hug in, navel towards spine, like you're giving baby a little hug, tone your pelvic floor in and up. And then again, big breath down to your belly, your baby, your hands. And as you exhale, hug in, navel to spine, and tone your pelvic floor muscles in and up, 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 up. One last time, big breath down to baby. Exhale, hug in around baby and lift and tone your pelvic floor in and up. Now open your eyes, bring your feet mat's width apart and turn the toes out a little bit. Find a soft bend in your knees, scoop your arms down, around, and as they lift up, push into your feet, straighten your knees. Malasana, yogi squat. Come straight down the midline, and I'm gonna show a modification. You could stop here and hug in to your elbows with your inner thighs. If it feels okay on that pelvic floor or pelvic joints, you could come all the way down, just listen to your body. Yeah, if a deep squat doesn't feel good on your pelvis, take the modification and hug in. Nice, these look good. Press into your heels, lift your sternum to your thumbs. If your elbows make contact with your legs, press into your legs, open your chest. Take one more breath here. And as you're ready, release your hands. Press into your feet, spin your toes forward, and walk your hands out. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a huge breath in. And as you exhale, lower to your knees. Inhale, cow tilt. Exhale, cat tilt. Hug your inner thighs in. Inhale, cow tilt. Press your thighs wide out. Left thigh, left wall. Right thigh, right wall. Exhale, cat tilt. Scoop your tailbone. Hug your inner thighs in. Let's take one more. Inhale, cow tilt. Good. And exhale, cat tilt. And then come back to neutral and tuck your toes, and knees could stay bent or straighten this time if that's available. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, press your thighs out to the side walls. Untuck your tailbone like you did in cow tilt, anterior tilt. Right thigh to the right wall, left thigh to the left wall. Energize your outer legs and hips. Press down into your fingertips. Last breath. Good, and then start to walk your hands back nice and easy all the way to the back of your mat, and then find your fit, what works well for your body, your baby. Maybe you widen your feet. So I have a pretty short torso. When I was full term, my feet were just a little bit off the mat to give room for my belly here. But it really depends on your body and how you carry what space you need. Inhale, hands to your shins, reach your heart forward, look forward. And as you exhale, nice hands to your hips, hug in around baby or navel to spine. And then inhale, rise, come all the way up to stand. Good, exhale, firm your thighs, lengthen the tailbone downwards. Inhale, circle your arms down, around, and up. Exhale, gather your hands down to your belly, close your eyes, take a big breath down to baby. And as you exhale, hug in, navel to spine. Open your eyes. Inhale, turn the feet out, feet mat's width. Circle your arms down, around, and up. Exhale, yogi squat. You can modify, hug into your elbows, or come all the way down, press out with your elbows. Good. Take two more breaths right where you are. Carrie, can you bring your feet a little wider apart and see if those heels can get down? Yeah, and as you plug into your heels, nice, you can lift the back of your heart up. Exactly. Good, and then from here, gently release your hands and Walk your hands forward, walk your feet back, downward facing dog. Spin your inner heels out. Take a huge breath in. And as you exhale, lower your knees to the mat. Inhale, cow tilt. Exhale, cat tilt. Hug your inner thighs in. Inhale, cow tilt. Untuck your tailbone. Wag your tail like a puppy tail up. Press your thighs out. Exhale, hug in. Scoop your tailbone. Wrap around your baby. Last time, inhale, cow tilt. Thighs press out. Soften your pelvic floor, your abdomen. Exhale, round. Scoop your tailbone. Drop your head. And then come back to neutral. And then come back to down dog. Lift your hips. Untuck your tailbone. Press your thighs out. So when we come into down dog, we want to untuck the tailbone. Press out through the thighs, and that gives freedom to the spine. So the spine doesn't get pulled towards the heels. It pours forward towards the fingertips. Pours forward, tip forward. As you exhale, hug in around your baby, navel to spine. One more. Now walk your hands all the way back to the back of your mat. Find your fit. And as you inhale, hands slide up your shins, look forward, heart forward, lungs forward. Yes, exhale, hands to your hips, hug in around baby. Inhale, rise to stand. And exhale, firm your thighs, lengthen your tailbone down. Inhale, circle your arms down, around, and up. Exhale, gather your hands down your midline, back to your belly, close your eyes. We'll do this once more and add a piece. Big breath in. Exhale, hug in around baby, tone your pelvic floor. Inhale, open your eyes, turn your feet out, feet mat's width. Scoop your arms down, around, and up, look up. Exhale, malasana, elevator goes down, 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 down. So the modification is you pause here, you hug in, activating your inner thighs. And the full garland is, you drop in, that's it, nice, Carrie, Yeah, these look great. Wherever you are, take one more breath. Good, and then walk your hands forward and find your downward facing dog. And as you exhale, lower to your knees. Now, this time instead of cat-cow, we're going to do something a little different. So spin your right shin back and bring your left big toe in line with your right knee. So you're going to line up your left big toe with your right knee. You'll be facing the left long edge of your mat. Yes, and then reach your left arm up towards the ceiling and think of pressing the lower part of your bump or your pelvis forwards towards the wall, in front of you. Take your left arm over your head and reach through your left fingertips. So we're gonna make a wave-like pattern with lateral side bends in our body, and then we'll kind of become this wave-like movement by linking it to the breath. So it becomes a meditation, this kind of idea of going with the flow, adapting, this question we kind of brought up at the beginning, this theme. So from here, we're gonna sit in a half garland, a half yogi squat. Turn your left toes out, bend your left knee, and sit onto your right heel. Your right foot can come in a little bit so you can park your butt on your right heel. And then take your left hand inside of your left leg and reach your right arm up to the ceiling. So we're side bending towards the back of the mat now. That right arm can start to reach overhead, and you might start to look up under the armpit and feel this right side breathing and opening. Allow the ribs to lift up out of the pelvis. Open up your right ribs, your right lung. And now we're going to find this flow between these two positions with our breath. So let's exhale, plant the right hand. Inhale, straighten the left knee, left arm overhead. Exhale, sit. Inhale, right arm over the head. Exhale, right hand to the mat. Inhale, left arm overhead. Exhale, sit. Inhale, right arm overhead. One more on your own. And then come back to all fours. Nice. Let's try that on the other side. So from all fours, just pause here. Take a big breath in. Blow out through your mouth. Think of hugging in around baby. One more, just gathering yourself back together. Knit in around baby. Good. Now, left shin spins back, right big toe in line with left knee. Draw your right arm up towards the ceiling. So you'll have your right big toe in line with your left knee. You're going to press the front of your pelvis forward. Nice, Alexa. And then take your right arm up over the top of your head. Yeah. Good. And then lean back with your upper back. So press the front of your pelvis forward. That's it. So nice. Yeah, open up that mid back. We've been talking about that mid back with some of you just in the check-in. Open up your chest. One more breath. Now, turn your right toes out. You can point your left toes towards your right heel. You're going to sit onto your left heel like half yogi squat, half garland. Take your right hand inside of your right leg and your left arm up and then over. And pause here. First time we'll go slow. Yeah, and feel that you can lean towards the right wall and breathe into your left ribs. And open up the space between left hip, left bottom rib. Open up your left lung. And now we become the wave. So make the wave and then become the wave. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, straighten the right knee, reach the right arm overhead. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, left arm reaches towards the right wall. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, reach with your right arm. Exhale, sit. Inhale, reach with your left arm. Last one, all you. Move with your breath. And then come on back, all fours facing the top of your mat. And we'll find this integration, this activation of the deep belly. So inhale through your nose. Blow out through your mouth. Hug your low belly in and up like you're blowing out birthday candles. One more time. Push into your fingertips. Engage your belly. Good. Come on back. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Downward dog. And now feel how you've enlivened the sides of your body from your hips to your pinky fingers. Breathe into the sides of your rib cage. Feel that space. Walk your hands back to your feet. Find your fit, your fold, adjust, make any little shifts you need. One more breath. And then slide your hands up your shins. Inhale, look forward, heart forward. Exhale, hands to your hips, hug in around your baby. And as you inhale, rise to stand. Exhale here. All right. Grab a block from here. So one block. And you can put it either like this narrow or this middle. If you don't have a block, you could roll up a couch cushion or grab a towel and roll it up. But you'll want something about this wide to squeeze into. So it just depends on your body proportion, what facing you want the block. Like that feels a little too narrow for me. You want to stand with your feet hips width apart. And I know some of you probably can't see your toes at this point, but if you can, you want the 10 toes to point forward. Sometimes we get into this externally rotated thing when we're pregnant. It looks good though. Yeah. Squeeze the block with your inner legs, your adductor muscles. Squeeze in. Yeah. And then feel if baby is pulling you forward, can you lengthen up through your hip flexors? Draw down through your tailbone, lift up through your sternum. As you inhale, sit back, arms up, Utkatasana. We'll do these every class. As you exhale, squeeze the block with your inner thighs, hugging around baby, navel to spine, stand up. So we'll do about 10 more. Inhale, Utkatasana. Let your hips go back. Yeah, and then exhale, squeeze the block, hug in around baby, and lift and tone your pelvic floor in an up, up, up. Inhale, untuck your tailbone. Reach from the tip of the tailbone to the fingertips. Exhale, squeeze the block, hug in around baby, tone the pelvic floor to stand. Good. Inhale. Exhale, hug into that block. Nice. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, hug into the block. Mary Kate, bring your feet in just a little bit closer so you can get a good squeeze clamp on your block. 5 more. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze in so your feet are right under their hips. Yeah, like that. That looks great. Inhale. Like you want to leave a little dent in your block. Exhale, 4 when you move it out of the way. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Last time, inhale. Exhale, 1. Nice. You can move your block out of the way. And if you have one of those foam blocks, you might see those little dents in the edge really engaging in. Just set it down for now. Come back to the back of the mat. Turn your feet out. Bend your knees a little bit. And as you inhale, circle your arms down, around, and up. Push into your feet. Go up through your breastbone. See your thumbs. Exhale, Malasana. So come on, down, 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 down. Hold here or modify it. Hug in. 3 breaths. Yes. Good. Nice, Carrie. Look straight ahead, not down. And feel that mid-back opening. Yeah, that's it. 1 more breath. Now release your hands, walk them out, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll move through a pretty powerful standing flow. To set up for this one, you can drop your knees. And if you have blocks, you'll just put 1 to the top of your mat, 1 to the back of your mat. And that way they're there if you want them for triangle pose. I don't know. I loved having a block when I was pregnant, both pregnancies. For triangle pose, even though I usually just put my hand down, it can feel nice to prop it up a bit for your pelvis. So curl your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips, down dog. Let's take a couple slow breaths here. Can you bring your ears in line with your biceps? Like if you had a little flashlight coming out, little light beam out the crown of your head, it would shine right between your thumbs on the mat. So that's going to help us open up that thoracic juncture and open up the spine, our posture. Good. Now inhale, lift your right leg up. And as you exhale, open your right hip and bend your right knee. And take another breath here. We're coming into warrior 2. So you'll step your right foot outside of your right hand all the way to the top of your mat. If it doesn't make it there, just pick it up and place it there. Yeah, exactly. And then left heel down at a 45-degree angle. Now take your right hand to your right thigh for support and windmill your left arm up overhead and back into warrior 2. And then open up your arms. Good. Now, if that pelvic floor pressure is pretty intense, you're not going to go as low. You're going to lift up and you're going to think of lifting the arches of your feet and hugging your inner thighs in. Like you're on an ice skating rink and you don't want to slide out into the splits, but you're hugging the inner thighs in and up. And that'll help support the pelvic floor. Okay. Otherwise, if you're not feeling that, you can go down, down, down till your right thigh maybe is even parallel to the floor. And then look right out over the right hand, reach your arms straight up to the ceiling and catch hold of opposite elbows. So your head is turned to the top of your mat. It's like you're in a picture frame in profile. Lift your elbows up and feel that you can lift clear up through the sides of your waist. Lift up. Track your right knee nice right over your right second toe. So your right thigh presses back a little bit and your ribs turn a little bit to the left. 2 more. Deep breaths. Now, from here, look straight ahead through your picture frame. Lift your left heel, pivot on the ball of your left foot into goddess. So your toes will point out and your heels will point in. And you lift up through your elbows. And now you've been maybe in that right foot for a little bit. Put the weight even into both. So share the load. Go up through your elbows. Get bottom heavy. Go down into your hips like you have a scuba diver belt around your pelvis. One more breath. So these symmetrical poses are like little reset buttons for the hip joints in between our asymmetrical triangles and warriors. One more here. Open out your arms wide, straighten your knees. And then we're gonna pivot to the back of the mat. So turn your right toes to the back, like right corner, and your left toes straight back. You want your right leg at 45 degrees so you can really spiral your inner right thigh back. Flip your left palm reverse triangle. So like reach your right hand down your right leg and reach back with your left hand. And again, feel this side bend in your left body. Left ribs, left lung. One more. And as you exhale, reach across the room. Take your left hand to the block. That can be so nice. The shin or the floor. Take your right palm to your sacrum. Like right at the back of your pelvis, at the center. Now check in with your back foot. So if it's at 90, spin it to 45. Find your inner spiral. We're gonna, from here, bend the back knee a little bit and let the right hip roll forward a little bit. And then straighten the back knee. So this hip doesn't have to stack. It can roll forward. The right hip, the top hip can roll forward. Now from there, your right arm can extend up towards the ceiling or over the top of your head. Peek under your right armpit and breathe. Trikonasana. Good. Feel down to your feet. Enliven the muscles in your feet and hug your inner legs towards your midline a bit here. Lengthen the left side body forward. Take one more slow breath. And we'll bend the left knee. Exhale. We're going to come out of this by moving up into warrior 2, just briefly, not a long hold. And then pivot on the ball of your right foot back to the center, back to symmetry, back to goddess. Reach your arms up, make 2 fists, and as you exhale, pull your elbows through. Breathe out through your mouth. Inhale through your nose, reach up. Again. One more here. Hands to your hips. Straighten your knees. Spin your 10 toes forward to the long edge of your mat. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your chest. Inhale. And as you exhale, fold halfway. Pause here. Big breath in, elbows in, heart forward. Exhale, gorgeous. Hands to the ground or blocks right under your shoulders. So walk your hands probably off the sticky mat and onto the floor, in front of you. And you can bend your knees here. That looks great, Mary Kate. Yeah, lots of space here around your belly. Amazing. Good. And then from here, I want you to, again, go down to your pelvis. And if you're tucking the tailbone under, it's going to tighten around your bump. So can you untuck your tailbone, relax your abdomen, relax your pelvic floor, draw your heart forward. You might have to keep your knees bent so that you don't go into that tucked position. Now you can stay here if you're early on, like Carolyn, if you still have space, if you want, you can walk your hands back in line with the arches of your feet and fold. But as baby gets bigger, if you do this and you notice your abdomen kind of getting dense and tight and your tailbone tucking under, you might keep your hands here, or you might even take like a down dog arms where you walk your hands forward. They could be on blocks or on the ground, and this will just create a little more space all around your belly. Nice. Yeah, these look great. I love all the different options you all are taking. Beautiful. Good. Take one more slow breath wherever you are. And then from here, walk your hands back in under your shoulders, if they're not, or out under your shoulders, and to the top of your mat, all the way to the right. Spin all 10 toes forward, and then come back, down dog. Right foot back. Take a full breath in, and a full breath out. And let's do the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg. Open your hip, bend your knee. With your next exhale, step your left foot outside of your pinky finger. So you've got room here. Yes, you can take a few steps if you need. And then plant your right foot down at a 45-degree angle. And bring your left hand to your left thigh. And use your right arm to windmill you up into warrior two. You're looking right out over your left hand. Reach out through your collarbones, widen across your upper back. Reach out through your wingspan and then just reach the arms up and grab the opposite forearm on top. You can just grab and then switch which one's on top. Yeah, good. Mary Kate, keep pressing your left thigh towards the left side. That's it. Knee right over second toe. You're in profile, looking right out to the top of your mat, up through the side of your waist. Beautiful. Now, feel your capacity to stay calm and slow with your breath, even as you start to feel into your strength. Couple more. Now, keep the frame of your arms look forward to the long edge of your mat. Pivot on the ball of your right foot into goddess, heels in, toes out. Go down through your hips and share the load. So right foot, left foot. Yeah, good. Bring awareness to your feet. Root down, big toe mound, baby toe mound, center of your heel. Alexa, you could try lifting and fanning your 10 toes apart and up off the sticky mat. And feel how the arch of your foot lifts up. Keep spreading the toes, maybe lifting them off the mat here. A couple more. Open your arms out wide, straighten your knees. You can release the toes if they're up. Now we're going to pivot to the back of the mat. So your left toes will point to the back of your mat, which is now the top, and your right toes towards the back of the mat. Left foot turned 45 degrees. And then from here, we'll reverse the triangle. So reach back with your right hand, left hand down the left leg, and breathe into that right side. As you exhale, triangle, reach out across the room, bring your right hand to your shin. The block can be so lovely here. You can put a tall block under your right hand or the floor. And then take your left palm to your sacrum, right at the middle of the pelvis. And make sure your left foot is 45, 90. That's going to give you the inner spiral, inner left thigh back, out and around. Now bend your back knee a little bit and allow the top hip to roll forward. So you're not stacking your hips. You're allowing the top hip to roll. Yeah, now straighten your back knee. Push off of the back heel. Lengthen forward through the right ribs. And turn from right to left. The left arm can extend up or over the top of your head. Trikonasana. Find your breath. One more. To come out of it, bend your right knee and come on up into warrior two. Not a long hold, just a breath. And then pivot on the ball of your left foot. Reach your arms up, goddess pose, back to symmetry, back to center. Make your fists, inhale nose. Bend your elbows out through the mouth. Two more. Hands to your hips, straighten your knees. Spin your 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. That's it, that way, yep. And then lift your chest, exhale, fold halfway over. Pause here, lengthen, and bring your fingertips to the mat. So your hands are right under your shoulders, yeah. Yeah, think of lengthening, reach out through your heart, untuck your tailbone. Good, Carolyn, find that untuck of your tailbone, thighs press out, and then from there go forward with your spine, forward with your sternum. Yeah, even as you fold. That's it, that's it. Tailbone untucks and low spine can pour forward. Carry also, bend your knees and widen the distance between your feet. And then feel that freedom to unfurl your spine, lengthen forward. Yeah, stay up on your fingertips like that, and then in your chest, look forward. Press out into your feet. Yeah, that's so much nicer. You got it. Beautiful. 2 more. Nice, Mary Kate. Last breath. And then if your hands aren't under your shoulders, go ahead and move them there, and we'll walk it back to the top of the mat. 10 toes forward. This time, rather than down dog, let's lower down to all fours. Spinal twist. So again, if anyone has like acid reflux, nausea, you don't want to do this next one, you'll sit and you'll just take an easy twist right for 5 breaths and then left for 5 breaths. And that's your modification. Otherwise, thread the needle, draw your left arm out and up and press into your right hand, open your wingspan. Exhale, thread your needle. Rest your left cheek to a block or the mat. Press down into your right hand. You can scooch it over to the right. Press the side your head. Lean. If you're feeling, can be toes tucked and want to go from your back hand holding to your right thigh. Your of traction in your 2 more. With each inhale, lengthen. And with each exhale, revolve. And then we'll slowly unwind and come back to the center. Before we do side 2, we'll stabilize ourselves. So pause in the center. Imagine the big birthday cake between your thumbs. Inhale, nose. Blow out through your mouth. And as you do that, activate your core. Zip in around baby. Again, inhale, nose. All right, side 2. Right arm out and up. Pause, reach the right hand, stack. Good, exhale, twist. Right cheek to a block or the floor. And from here, you can walk your left hand out off the mat even, so that elbow is directly over your wrist. If you want to go on from here, you have a little more space. Walk your left fingertips forward of the top of your head and lean towards the back of your head, so you're turning the thoracic spine. If you want to go on, this can feel nice in the 3rd trimester to make room for that bump. Pick up your back knee, but keep your left toes tucked. And then if you're going on from here, right palm, like you're holding a pizza pie on the palm of your right hand, will come to your left thigh. And you'll press until maybe the right elbow straightens and you get a nice action of traction in your spine. Decompress it. 2 more. All right. From here, slowly, gently unwind, release, back to all fours. Imagine that birthday cake again. Let's put our pelvis back together. Blow out through your mouth. Hug in around baby. And 1 more time. Good, let's take pigeon pose. So you could do this double pigeon or you could do single-legged. Right shin forward, lower to your right hip. If you're feeling any pelvic joint pain, double pigeon Agni Stambhasana is a bit easier to manage to keep your hips square, even though it can be an intense hip opener. So if you're feeling that pubic bone, SI joint pain, try with your right shin on top of your left. So single or double pigeon, yeah. And then depending on space, you might want to put a block under your head or your forearms here, or you might be able to come like forward all the way. You might still have room there. Nice. Yeah, relax your shoulders. You might even try widening your elbows out to the left and right walls and feel if that lets those upper traps drop down away from your ears in the pose. So fingers point in, elbows point out. Try that. See how that feels in your upper back. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice, and Mary Kate, you could even, like, if you have blocks within reach, if not, don't worry, but you could put them under your elbows here. Yeah, no, don't worry. Next time. Or yeah, rest on, yeah. Do you have room there with baby still? Yeah, good, good. If you have really super open hips, you can always wiggle the calf and the shin forward and then place your bump inside of the calf. That's a pretty strong hip opener. So let's take just a couple more deep breaths. Soften your jaw. Find the bottom of your exhale. Ground yourself. Okay, from pigeon pose, come on up and sit facing the long edge of your mat. So you'll have your right foot in and your left leg out. And you could do this next pose with your left knee a little bit bent if you're feeling tight in your inner thighs, or straight. All right, from here, take your left arm inside of your left leg, reach your right palm to your sacrum, open your chest, and then reach your right arm up and over your head. You can cradle the back of your head here. You can reach, whatever feels nice. Lean to the left and revolve towards the right. Now, feel as if there's a wall right behind you, and you want to lean the back of your head, the back of your pelvis, and your shoulder blades into it. So if you're kind of stooping forward, rounding forward here, open, 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 lean back, side bend, and revolve. One more. Slowly to come out of this, we'll release the right hand down, relax the weight of your head to the left. Take a moment to relax your jaw, open up neck, chest, and shoulder. And then like someone's pulling on your right hand, easy, 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 come on up. And you can even pick your head up with your left. All right, come on back, all fours. So you can come to down dog to take side two, or just from all fours, left shin forward for pigeon. And lower down onto that left hip, maybe a block under it. Yeah, find what space you have to work with, what props might support you well here. And then come forward. And as you come forward, if you bring your elbows wide and your fingers in, you might notice giving yourself a little more space that your upper traps can soften. Yeah, nice. Close your eyes, soften your jaw. This pose can bring up some pretty intense sensations in our hips. So it's a nice time in pregnancy to practice kind of leaning into that and breathing towards that. Work with your breath. Rather than going away from it, go towards it, one breath at a time. Breathe down to your hips. Tack your left outer hip crease back, bump your right hip to the right side, and lengthen forward through your spine. Beautiful. A couple more here. We're going to slowly, slowly come on back up to seated and pivot to face the right side, the long side of your mat. So you'll have your left knee bent and your right leg straight, or maybe even a little bend in that right knee if that feels nice. And take your right arm inside your right leg, your left palm to your sacrum. And reach your left arm up and over. So you can cradle your head, you can reach with your arm. We've done all this nice lateral flexion, side bending. So just take these last couple deep breaths, opening, opening, opening through your left side. Imagine you're leaning against a wall. Yes. Yeah, that's it. So nice, Carrie. That's it. And the neck release. Drop your left hand down. Relax the weight of your head to the right. And feel this lovely stretch in the left side of your neck, your chest, your shoulder, this junction of the heart and the head. Come on up, easy, easy, easy. You could even use your right hand to pick up the weight of your head. All right. From here, we're going to finish with our Shavasana or supported Shavasana. If you want to lie on your left side, I'll show that. And then if you've got a wall nearby, this can be so nice on a hot day like this to use the wall, legs up the wall. So you'll want a block or a pillow if you're doing legs up the wall so you're not flat on your back. If you're taking Shavasana, you'll put a block or a cushion under your right knee and your right ankle, and you'll lie on your left side. If you have a blanket, you could tuck that right under your bump, and that'll make it so you don't sink into your left hip joint. So you could do kind of a supported Shavasana here. If you're under 20 weeks and it's still comfortable, feel free to lie on your back and just soak that up as long as you can, before you're not able to. And if you want to do legs up the wall, some of you are there already. If this is new for you, you're going to roll onto your back with your hips against the wall with a block nearby. Bend your knees, place the block right under the back of your pelvis, and straighten your legs. So we want to relax the pelvic floor and the low abdomen in legs up the wall. So an important part of this pose is that your tailbone is off the edge of the block. I'll show this in profile. You want to have a little 2-inch space between your block and the wall. And you want to bring the block up high enough that the tip of the tailbone rolls over the block. And it should feel like your thighs can sort of drop into their joints. Your psoas can release. You're not tucked under, right? The whole spine can fall into place. All right, so let your eyes close. You can rest your hands to your belly. My favorite in legs up the wall is reaching the arms overhead, open the chest, and just do whatever feels best for your body here. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Side out. Let go, let go, let go. Give your body this time and space to release, to unwind, to absorb the benefit of your practice. When you practice yoga, you are so focused and mindful of your movements. Your mind is in the driver's seat, controlling the ship, this mind-body connection. And what happens here when we rest in Shavasana is that we stay present. It's conscious relaxation. Right? So many times when we relax, we just kind of zone out or go elsewhere with our minds. But here, we stay present. But we shift into the passenger seat. We witness. So as your body drifts into deeper levels of relaxation, just witness it. Hold space for yourself and observe the process of your body unwinding, releasing, dissolving into this shavasana, this state of rest. And there will be times in pregnancy, in labor and delivery, surely, and in parenthood where you'll be in the driver's seat. And there'll be times when you surrender, when you hold space, when you step back, have faith. This pose teaches us how to let go, let go, let go. Trust the body. Let's start to deepen the breath. And if you are on your left side, stay there. If you're in legs up the wall, bend your knees, push your feet into the wall, and move your block to your right side. And if you're on your back, you can bend your knees, feet to the floor, and we'll roll to the left side. So left arm overhead and roll from legs up the wall or shavasana onto your left side. And rest here, a breath. And then with your eyes closed, use your hands to press back up to any comfortable seat. Gather your hands to prayer seal, Anjali Mudra at your heart center. And we'll seal our practice together with one final Om. Deep breath in. Namaste. Thanks for being here. I know there's like a few more in this Wednesday group, but hopefully we'll meet them next Wednesday. I'll put the recording up on the Google Doc, so if you want to do the practice again at any point this week, you can do that. There's also 4 short form 20-minute practices up there. So if your time doesn't allow a full hour, you could do like a short one. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'll stick around. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. Thanks for being here.